So we're here to support you. This is especially relevant to EPS, where each year engineering students or other EPS students go on to a career in investment banking, equity research, or some sort of role in the financial world. Again, this is relevant to me. I'm not an economics student. I'm a history and Spanish student, which you would think there's no direct link between that and investment. But we want to make Investment Society this year a society for everyone, regardless of your background. So I'll very quickly tell you a bit about myself, and then our other two panelists will introduce themselves. So I'm a final year history and Spanish student. My name's David. As I said, I'm not an economics student, but I've developed an interest over the last couple of years for investment. And I want to encourage students from all different degrees, especially EPS this year, to join our society. I've had a fair bit of financial experience working in Madrid, in Tel Aviv, in London for different firms. But I decided to lead the society this year to further my knowledge, to take on a leadership role, and to inspire, hopefully, many of you to also join our society and learn a bit more. So yeah, Erin, if you want to take it away and introduce yourself.
Okay, hi, I'm Erin. I'm a final year mathematical economics and statistics student. I'm head of public relations for the society this year. I think the main reason I joined was to grow the society and to grow my own commercial awareness, because I feel like no matter what job you want to go into, increasing commercial awareness is always a good thing to do. I'm excited this year to see where the society can go, and obviously right now Zoom events are the main thing we can do, but can't wait for term 2 to increase our events.
Great. And Sharif?
Yeah, hi, I'm Sharif. I'm also final year I'm doing a physics degree. I joined the Investment Society because I wanted to learn more about investment, and I think the society is a great place to do that. So I especially enjoy the investing blog publications we do. So every week we kind of break down like key investing information, as well as like the news in sort of easy to understand reviews, which I think is really helpful for my understanding.
Okay, great. I will quickly talk about what we do as a society, and then feel free to ask the three of us any questions you have about what we do, what we can offer, what we can help you out with. So the Investment Society historically at UOB has been fairly small. We've had kind of low membership turnout for events. And so we wanted to change that this year. We wanted to completely revamp the society and turn it around. And so far, I would say that we have done this. We currently have 330 members, which, 2 weeks into university is absolutely overwhelmingly incredible. And we are delighted. And our aim was always to become this year one of, if not the biggest society on campus, biggest active society, that is. And I actually believe that it's realistic because, as I've mentioned already, we're trying to break down the barriers to investment. We don't want you to think that it's boring, it's exclusive, it's only for econ students, because it's not. Myself and Sharif have just shown that we do completely unrelated subjects, and we still have a deep interest and passion. So what we're doing this year is very different to previous years. We're kind of attacking on all fronts. We've got some incredible events lined up. We've got guest speaker events almost every week for the first semester already booked in, which hopefully you'll join us for and be a part of. We had one postponed last week, unfortunately, but we did have over 85 attendees registered, which was again incredible. We've got guest speakers from all around the world who's going to share their expertise about the field. We're going to have CV and networking sessions, CV workshops that we'll run, that some of our incredible sponsors such as Lazard, KPMG and Bright Network will also run to help you with your internship applications, with your graduate scheme applications if you're in your final year, or if you're in your first year and you're just starting out as an EPS student, even spring week applications. We've got investing 101 classes that we're going to be running, where we will teach you the basics of investing, from scratch, how to start off for beginners, literally, And then you can put your skills that you've learned to the test with our training competition in semester 2, where we'll see how much you learn. We've got socials, you know, hopefully COVID permitting, we'll have bar crawls, we'll have pub quizzes, we'll have games nights. We've just started a 6-a-side campus league football team, which anyone is welcome to join. And that's kind of another venture that we've taken on this year to increase our engagement across the university. And then again, we've got a blog that Sharif alluded to, which will teach you, again, all the basics of investing. It will help you to catch up with what's happening in the financial world, but in really, really simple terms, because I know as a student that, you know, 2 years ago had no knowledge of investment whatsoever, how difficult it can be to understand even a normal newspaper article. It's boring, whatever. So we break it down. You know, we've got 15,000 readers around the world in literally 92 different countries. So, you know, why not subscribe and be a part of that? We've got mock interviews to help you out. We've got other application tips, and we've got writing opportunities if you want to join our blog. So all in all, this year we've got a lot going on. We've also just started a YouTube channel, and we would really love you as part of the EPS community to join us. We really, really would. So if anyone's got any questions, please feel free to ask them. I don't know if it's a question of putting them in the chat or raising your hand. Grace, is there? Yeah, if you could type the questions in the Q&A box below, that'd be great. And we're here to answer any of your questions. If you've got any questions about, you know, what we're doing this year, anything else, how we can help you, please let us know. Okay, we have a question. Is it still possible to join the 6-a-side football team? Yes, it is. Very, very easy. All you have to do is drop us an email at investment@guild.bham.ac.uk. Stuart, I actually think that you already have got in contact with us, and I think I replied to your email the other day, but I will double check on that. How do you help students apply for grad jobs? Erin or Sharif, do you want to take this one? Or I'm happy to take it either way.
Yeah, I'm happy to take it. So as we said before, we're doing CV workshops, which is a very important aspect of applying for graduate jobs because that's the first thing they see about you. Also, I think the commercial awareness and investing 101 things, and along with the blog information, this is really helpful for interviews because they're mainly testing to see if you have an awareness of what's going on in the world you're wanting to enter into. Also, we have lots of Zoom events with people who are in the financial industry, so they are very helpful. So far, we've had people in all levels of ranks, from VP to recent graduates who are in the industry that we want to go into. So I'd say that's very helpful in telling you about the application process and what people are looking for. But we're willing to help you in any aspect, really. Yeah,
I think that was a really good answer. We've got like a wide range of support from, as Erin said, CV workshops, cover letters will help you with interviews. And then our guest speakers, you know, we have graduates, as Erin said. We've got people actually working in HR and recruitment, our sponsors. I know Lazard, who sponsor us, have said that they'll do a networking session with you to help you with your applications. And again, even just saying that you're part of the investment society is something great to put on the CV. It will help you out with your graduate applications, give you something to talk about in an interview. And if you want to take that a step further and join our writing team for the blog, or even subscribe to the blog, another thing to put on the CV. Yeah. Any other questions?
You could also even like just reach out, because I know a lot of the committee members have experience with doing these applications, and we're all quite friendly, and you could reach out to one of us. And like I think I've even asked you, David, to look at my CV, and yeah. You were really, really helpful. So there's always that as well.
Yep. Just a quick thing. Please, if you would like to join our society, check us out on social media, because that is where we update you with everything. We've got an unbelievable social media and PR team, which Erin is a part of, who post across Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, We also have a WhatsApp group chat, and our blog. I've just put in the chat there the link. And yeah, we also send out a weekly email newsletter to all our members. So if you sign up, you'll get direct into your inbox every single week exactly what's going on with the society, the latest news, if we have any updates, any upcoming events, any promotions. We still have an ongoing promotion where if you sign up now, you will get a free welcome gift. We have a society water bottle or a society notepad and pen. So yeah, I'm also going to quickly share with you the link to sign up to our society. And I really hope that you will sign up. And any more questions, if feel free, whilst we have a couple more minutes, to send them in the chat.
Stuart wants to know what the link to the WhatsApp group chat is. So maybe we can email you that.
That's something that I'll have to send to you privately, Stuart, via email. I will get that across to you. Any more questions? I think that, as I said, to join our society is to really join something that is almost a revolution on campus, you know, starting from zero this year, a couple of months ago, to where we are now, being already one of the largest societies on campus. You know, we have, just going by social media, we've got over 2,000 Facebook followers, 350 on Instagram, 500 on LinkedIn, 800 on our LinkedIn blog page, 15,000 readers on our blog, 92 different countries, 200 or more subscribers, and we've got a YouTube channel. It's really a no-brainer to join us and be a part of something special this year on campus. So I really do hope that you'll join us, and we'll get to meet you soon, whether it's on Zoom or whether it's on campus, COVID permitting. But yeah, thank you very much for having us, and once again we are delighted to be part of EPS and to kickstart this virtual fair. And we hope to see your name on our sign-up sheet very soon.
Thanks, guys. See you soon.
Cheers.
And I'll be sharing my screen to show you guys a PowerPoint presentation to introduce ourselves. Okay. Grace, can you make me the co-host so that I can share my screen? But, okay, yeah, thank you.
Okay, I just want to start off by saying thank you for everybody for attending, and welcome to Cameroon Catalyst. We're a student-led society, student-led charity, and we work on projects in rural Cameroon to help develop the infrastructure and provide the locals with resources that they need to develop, seeing as Cameroon is a third world country. I'd like to start off by introducing myself. I'm Isa, and I'm the president, and would my two other committee members also like to introduce themselves?
Hi everyone, I'm Anchong and I'm the fundraising coordinator.
Hi, I'm Ashley and I'm the communication officer.
So our goal is to develop rural areas in Cameroon, and we intend on doing this by working on projects that will develop aspects such as healthcare and education, and also water sanitation. And currently we're working on a latrine, and we'll talk about that further as this webinar progresses. And we've worked on things such as wells in the past, and we do CAD and CAM designs. So yeah, student involvement is key. Like, we do stuff such as fundraising as well to raise money for the charity, and yeah, to progress. a little bit of history is that Cameroon Catalyst was founded in 2009, and since then they've been able to develop infrastructure by creating facilities such as medical centres and schools, and we intend on developing this further and helping the locals sustain this, even if like Cameroon Catalyst was to leave or to progress onto a different projects, that the locals will still be able to sustain and maintain the healthcare and the education facilities that have been provided to them, and hopefully they'll develop skills that will help them progress together as a community.
Okay, as Isa said, we had a few past projects, but recently we have been focusing on water and sanitation facilities. We aim to create sustainable wash facilities in rural villages in Cameroon. And there are 3 student teams involved in our charity, which is the design team, fundraising team, and grants team. So what do we do in the design team? Over the past year, we have been designing a communal latrine facility. By joining the design team, you will have the perfect opportunity to use your engineering skills to change lives. You will contribute in technical discussions where we brainstorm ideas and perform a range of calculations. We also use programs such as AutoCAD to create 3D models and detailed drawings, like what you see on the slide now. And we also perform risk and safety assessments. It is a great opportunity to improve your problem solving, communication, and time management skills. You will also be working with students from across the university, like from Imperial College and Southampton. So it is a great way to expand your network and talk to engineers and senior charity members. Apart from the design team, we also have the fundraising team to raise money for the projects. Here are a few pictures showing what fundraising is like. The simplest event that we usually hold is the Krispy Kreme sales on campus. Other than that, we may also collaborate with other societies for events. For example, we had a pub quiz last year with Civil Engineering Society. And last but not least, we also have Pangea, which is our annual cultural showcase. It brings together different cultures by featuring performances and food from all over the world. This year's event might be a bit different, as you know, since we have to do more stuff online, but this should not be worried about because we will hold weekly meetings with the fundraising teams to brainstorm for new fundraising ideas. If you are someone with overflowing fresh ideas or just want to get involved in meaningful events, then joining the team will be a rewarding experience for you.
Yeah, when it comes to our trip to Cameroon, each year students get the opportunity to visit Cameroon, and this enables them to interact with the locals by taking surveys and reviewing on previous projects. It's a great experience to meet new people and meet members from the other student chapters. As you know, it's from Southampton and Imperial College. And furthermore, you can see the impact that your work has on the community. And what makes Cameroon Catalyst different from other societies is that you can boost your CV within that, and then you can feel more confident with group work, and you can help others. Yeah, and if you guys have any questions right now, we can, yeah, we're waiting to be part of Cameroon Catalyst.
Yeah. And if you want to know more about us, you can follow us on social media, on Facebook, on Instagram. And does anyone have any questions? We're here to answer it for you.
Yeah. And just to develop further, Cameroon Catalyst is different from like many of the other societies because you're not doing just theoretical work. Your work is going to be used to be like to actually construct actual facilities. It's not all just theory, as like many of the other EPS societies have. And not only are you benefiting the lives of others, but like you're helping yourself as well, because this is like the first opportunity, well, I've had personally, to work on actual projects compared to all the theory we do in the lecture halls. You can actually use all your knowledge and then adapt that to real life situations and scenarios. And yeah, if anyone has questions, feel free to put them in the chat if you're too shy to say it on the camera. And yeah, also look us up on social media. What made you want to join Cameroon Catalyst? I guess we can all take a turn answering the question. I wanted to join Cameroon Catalyst because I wanted to do something for others. Like, I've had the opportunity to be blessed with education, and I intend on using my abilities to help others. And I feel like this is like a great start. This is something that like I'm passionate about, which is to help others. And if I have the resources and then I have the means, and I've had the privilege of having a great education, why not share my knowledge to help benefit others? So yeah, that's why I joined. What about Antong and Ashley?
The reason I joined Cameroon Catalyst is quite similar to Isa's. It's just to like make a real difference with what I've learned, and since I have the ability, like why not join a society that can make an actual change. And like as the fundraising, I was part of the fundraising team last year, and it was actually quite fun, like organizing events and getting really involved, and like making more people aware about the condition in like Cameroon and like why we should help them. I think spreading awareness is also like one of the reasons why I want to join. I want to like spread more awareness about the cause. What about you, Ashley?
Yeah, I was on the design team last year, and seeing that you can put your knowledge in another project apart from your course is really a good opportunity. So you can it's not about what you're studying, but it's a really good experience, and you can have a really good group working, and then you can actually boost your group working CV, and that's a really good opportunity if you guys want to have. Oops. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can.
Oh, we can't hear you anymore.
We can't hear you now. You're like muted.
Technical difficulty. Okay, we can't hear you, but you're on mute. Okay. So I'll just discuss some questions that like we usually get asked. So usually people will ask us, is it like does it consume a lot of time? And not really, because it's just an hour meeting each week, and then after the meeting you might be asked to do a little bit of work, like 1 or 2 calculations, but it's not that time consuming because we understand that education comes first and everybody is trying to secure their degree. So all we ask of you is just maybe an hour, or like an hour and like 30 minutes a week if you're on like the design team, so you can work on calculations so you can work on calculations that will be discussed in like the next meeting. And then in the fundraising team as well, just like an hour meeting. It's not too it doesn't consume too much time. And what else are we asked?
And we also get questions like, are the events virtual, like if you're not in Birmingham right now, can you join? And yes, like all of the events will be virtual in the first semester. And even if you're not in Birmingham or not in UK in general right now, you can still like participate and get involved in our weekly meetings. We're actually having a meeting tomorrow on Tuesdays. So if you're interested, then join our Facebook group and you'll see the link there.
Yeah, you can always, can you hear me now? Yeah, yeah, okay, cool. If you guys have any questions, you can always ask from our Facebook page or Instagram. We're gonna respond to your all questions there.
And another question we're frequently asked is, do you have to be an engineer to join? You don't necessarily have to be an engineer to join Cameroon Catalyst. We have people who are like doing courses such as like chemistry, and they just wanted a change. So if this is like, so if you want to learn something new, then yeah, you should come join the design team. Or if you don't have any engineering, science background or anything like that, you could still join the design team just to try something new and gain new skills. And likewise for the fundraising as well. Even the fundraising team is composed of people from, mostly composed of engineers, but like still, it'd be nice to have people from different courses as well join. So yeah. And
like we have 1 minute left for the Q&A. Isa, do you want to like wrap up?
Oh yeah. So all I want to say is thank you to everyone who came to attend this Zoom live meeting, and feel free to contact us on social media, and thank you for attending. Would you two want to add anything to that?
Just keep an eye, like even if you don't want to become a member, like if you're not interested in becoming a member, keep an eye on our events that we'll be holding. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that's for me.
Yeah, and I sent the Facebook link. If you guys can visit the group, we can. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's our time. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Quick check. Can everyone hear me? Just give me 1 minute to get the screen up. Yeah. Okay, Guy and Zainab, can you guys both see the presentation?
Yep, we can see it.
Brilliant. Okay, so we are the 93% Club Birmingham. We're very happy to be a part of the EPS community, and we look forward to telling you everything we've got planned. So in this presentation, we're just going to quickly talk about all the events we've got planned, what we hope to do, what our society is about. I'm sure you're wondering what the 93% Club means. And yeah, we'll start off by introducing ourselves. So to begin with, I am Naz. I'm the president. I'm a third-year business management student. And yeah, I suppose that's me really. I'll pass on to Zainab to.
Hi everyone. I'm Zainab. I'm a third-year economics student, and I am the treasurer for 93% Club.
And Guy.
Pass on to Guy.
Sorry, I'm having some issues with my my computer. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry, yeah. So my name is Guy, and I'm your student development officer. So the title is quite self-explanatory. I'm here to develop you guys. So anything to do with careers related, or any advice in general. I mean, So we're here on the employability side, but also on the social aspect too.
Cool. So what is the 93% Club? So as you just saw, we have a committee, but what is that committee for? And what is it that we really want to do with this society? So the 93% Club is a society that was founded in Bristol 2016. And the purpose of this society is to help students from an underprivileged background, so from a socially mobile background, to get access to better opportunities. Now, we want to do this through a range of events, which we'll talk about later. But more closely, just looking at the kind of percentage at UOB, we see that 18% of UOB's intake is privately educated students. Now, this is considerably higher than a lot of Russell Group unis. So there's certainly a lot of space for us as students to kind of take the initiative and really push forward for something like this and try and help those from underprivileged backgrounds get the best access and really maximize their potential. So if we look at the bottom statistic, we can see that 7% of the United Kingdom are privately educated, but disproportionately represented in many industries. We'll have a further breakdown of that as we move in. So as a little true and false question, Zainab, I'll let you take this one.
Perfect. So just to kind of highlight the inequalities that we do face, we decided to do a little quiz. So if you just put the answers in the chat box, that would be great. So the first question is, true or false, you are 24 times more likely to become a doctor if you have a parent who is also a doctor. Oh, okay, no worries. Are you guys able to like raise a hand or something? Does that work at all? I've just been told that the chat's not working for any attendees, but are they able to raise a hand?
Oh, okay. Should we? How about this? We'll give you guys a quick 30 seconds, just think it over a little bit, and then we'll just give you a breakdown of the answers.
Okay, no worries. Yeah, so for the answer for that one is actually true. The second question is, you are 8 times more likely to become a lawyer if you have a parent who is also a lawyer. I'll just give you guys a couple of seconds to think about that one. And that one is actually false. So you are actually 17 times more likely to become a lawyer. And the last one is 51% of journalists have been privately educated. True or false? And again, that one is actually true. So yeah, I think it just kind of highlights how important it is that we are represented, especially as journalists are the ones who are portraying underprivileged people in the media. And if 51% of those people are privately educated, it just kind of goes to show how biased the narrative can be. So we are here to try and break that narrative as well.
Definitely. So I'll pass on to Guy to talk about what our aims are and how we can achieve them.
Yeah, so our aims are to, so as a society, we do aim to inspire and surpass societal barriers, but essentially what we want to do is to really level up the playing field. What that really means is to ensure that there is a platform for anyone for an underprivileged background to succeed. As a social mobile student myself, and as Naz as well may so appreciate, we don't think that platform is quite there yet. So this is why we're here. So how are we going to do that? So we provide regular updates on industry opportunities. So we do that through social media platforms such as Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn as well. And so we will be highlighting this in the next slide, but we have a number of opportunities coming up, such as workshops with the likes of Accenture, Lloyds Bank, and also we have another one coming up next month with DLA Piper, which is a leading international law firm. So secondly, we also create a safe space for state students to discuss their experiences and, and really let us know what sort of challenges they're coming across. So we do that through seminars, but also we also have a podcast in place at the moment in which we have different guests and they talk about their own experiences and what they have come across during their own journeys. But we also do that through blogs as well on Instagram and Facebook. And finally, we're going to be working closely with local schools in order to advise students on how to get in place at university. So we're in the process of partnering up with Zero Gravity, which is an organization that provides mentoring services to Year 12 students. And while we're doing that, so we want to break down barriers for state educated students within our local community and really encourage them to view university as a tangible and achievable goal.
Brilliant, thank you. So what events do we have planned? Just to be clear, can everyone see the list of companies on the page? I'm having a bit of an internet lag. Can you guys see it now? Cool, brilliant, thank you. So what events do we have planned? So literally this is a brief timeline of the things we've got planned just within this month. So October 15th, we've got a personal branding workshop with HSBC. So that's talking about how to build your personal brand, things about, you know, how you really build the perception that people have of you. So when we're on LinkedIn, what perception do people have of us? How do we portray ourselves? That's really, really important when you come from a background where you don't really have that inspiration and you don't really have, say, parents or a family member or a family friend even who can really tell you how to, you know, express yourself within certain environments. Because we are definitely one person with our friends and you know, another person when we step into a different environment. So it's really, really good to kind of be a part of this workshop and then understand how to do that. We also have a network and confidence webinar with Unleash Today. So again, another soft skill, and networking is like, it's a massive jargon term that sounds so daunting at times, but really it's just going up to people and talking to them. So having the confidence to do that and to know the kind of things that you can make small talk over, I think it's really, really useful as well. So that will be with Unleash Today. And Unleash Today, just a bit of background, because they're not not like the most known brand essentially. They are a book that's going to be released by two women, very, very successful women who are providing advice on early careers. So they have a really, really unique kind of unique perspective, really, really good workshop with them. October 21st, we've got social mobility in law with aspiring solicitors. Now, if any of you guys are lawyers or even aspiring to be within law from a non-law background, you'll know that aspiring solicitors are a really big player within the industry and they provide loads of opportunities. So they're talking about, you know, the types of social mobility that firms have going on. They've got panelists from really, really big firms. So that's another good one. November 5th, we've got a banking and finance workshop with Lloyds Bank. So we'll be talking to a commercial banking graduate about his experience, both about being from a socially mobile background and also all the things that he's done since being a grad and where he looks to take his career. Things we haven't quite got a date for yet, but we are looking to book in as soon as possible. We've got a skills for every graduate workshop with Accenture. Now, those of you who are looking at consulting or more into the digital kind of space, you know that Accenture is a major player within that, and they are also one of our sponsors as well. So yeah, that's another great workshop. And then finally, we have digital consulting with INEOS Automotive. Now, as you guys are engineers, I imagine a few of you may have heard of INEOS. If not, they're quite huge, really, to be honest, in the industry. And they're currently designing a brand new car. So yeah, that's very, very exciting. And we'll have a digital consultant from there on to answer any questions and talk about his experiences. But aside from that, where to find us? We are on Instagram, we are 93 Club Birmingham. On Facebook and LinkedIn, we are also the 93% Club Birmingham. And we also have our sign-up form to become a member in our bio. So if you go to the 93 Club Birmingham Insta, you'll see a Linktree link just at the very top. If you click there, you can see links to all the workshops, a link to sign up. And if you sign up before October 15th, we're also giving away two £15 Nando's vouchers. So yeah, definitely sign up to that. But aside from that, I believe that is us. Guy and Zena, would you guys like to add anything before we take some questions?
I think that's it from me. So yeah, I'm happy to take any questions if anyone has any.
Yeah, so thanks for that, Naz. And so yeah, so that's everything as well. I just wanted to add that we're also currently negotiating and agreeing a partnership with TBU. So TBU is the business update, which essentially is a commercial winners resource to ensure that all students have access to commercial winners. So I'm actually currently negotiating a scholarship scheme. So what that will mean, 10 of our members will receive the scholarship and will have access to all of their resources for the whole academic year. And normally that membership costs £6 a month. So guys, if you could sign up as soon as possible, and then we will be sending out an email in respect of this shortly. So that's just something to watch out for within the next few weeks.
Okay, I think we'll take some questions now if you guys have any. If you guys want to know what we're about, or just something more about the events.
Yeah, guys, if you like to use the chat box to ask any questions, please feel free. Alternatively, if you like to get in touch with us after this privately, please also you can do that as well. I mean, however, whatever platform you feel most comfortable with, we're more than happy to work around that.
Definitely.
I don't think the chat function is working for the attendees, so, but you guys can post your questions in the Q&A box and we'll be able to see them from there if you guys have any questions.
Just whilst we wait on some questions, if there are any, just a bit more background about the kind of 93% Club network. We're actually at 18 other universities as well. So when we bring together events, we are pooling our resources with 18 different higher education institutions. And when you think about the power of that, the power of us coming together, and all the different companies we can reach out to, it's really quite powerful. So yeah, definitely recommend signing up, at least following our Insta page, just to stay in the loop. And if an event appeals to you, whether it be hard skills, soft skills, whatever it is, or whether it just be signing up for the Nando's voucher, if that's what you're about, then absolutely go for it. We'd love to see your name on that list. Just the last minute to answer any questions if you guys have any.
I think Grace has a question actually. As a new society, what made you get together and form the 93% Club? Would you like to take that one, Nas, perhaps?
Yeah, sure. Sure. So me personally, as Guy mentioned, I'm from a socially mobile background. So I grew up in a household where my parents did regular jobs. Mum was a housewife. My dad was worked in a restaurant. And I came to uni and I realized that I had so many friends who, they had a good idea about where they wanted to go in terms of uni, but beyond that, they had no idea what to do with all their potential. And these guys were, very, very intelligent people, very determined, but they just didn't know where to put that drive and that intelligence. And what I wanted to do is start a society out of uni. And what this committee is really helping to do is, create a space where students can come to us, they can tell us about their ambitions, and we can help them. We can push them in the right direction and really make sure that they maximize their potential. Because if you think about it, it's a harsh reality that, a lot of students will come to uni and they'll have the right support network. But for some students, that's not reality, and we want to change that. We want to make sure that they go through their university, their 3 years, their 4 years, and they know all the opportunities that are available to them. They make the most of it, and they don't just leave with a piece of paper. Because as graduates, we kind of know that a piece of paper isn't enough anymore. You got to have more than that. So yeah, that's really what we're trying to achieve with this.
Thank you for that, Nas. So just to add to that, guys, there's also a platform and a place where you can meet people like-minded. So, there's also a social aspect of it. Obviously, the social aspect is restricted at the moment, but, as soon as restrictions have been lifted, we do plan on also doing a lot, pub quizzes and so on. So, if you're not quite ready yet to start looking into, the employability aspect of it or into a career, please do come to us. We're also here on a social aspect. You can meet people for a similar background to you. So, also in addition to that, although we have those workshops and schemes coming up, if you have any questions, please just reach out to us. I mean, honestly, no questions, there's not such a thing as a silly question. So, you can either get in touch with us directly, myself or Nas, or you can send us a message on Instagram, however you feel most comfortable with. So, please do reach out to us. Any questions? I understand some of the difficulties that you guys are going across, and so just reach out to us at any point.
Yeah, thank you. I think that brings us to a close, really. That's our 15 minutes up. So thank you, guys. It's been a pleasure presenting to you, and yeah, I look forward to seeing your names on that sign-up sheet, and look forward to seeing you at our events as well. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much.
guess we'll get started. It's our time now. My name's Dylan Wheeler. I'm president of University of Birmingham Nuclear Society, or NUCSOC for short. We're primarily a core society for the nuclear engineering and nuclear science and materials courses, as well as the postgrad courses, the MEng nuclear engineering, physics and technology of nuclear reactors, and nuclear decommissioning and waste management. But we're open to anyone that's interested in anything nuclear. So if you're from a physics background, if you're from an engineering background, and you're interested in the nuclear field, we run a variety of events throughout the year which you might be interested in. And obviously, due to the sort of unusual circumstances of this year, we aren't running some of the things we normally run, but we're hoping to be able to counter some of that with some new online events. So I think the first thing we've got coming up really this year is the Black History Month event that we've got planned, where we're going to have some panelists from people of colour in the field who will talk about their experiences and their research and how race has come into their working lives and their career. And we're also hopefully going to be hosting a careers event of some kind. How that's going to work at the moment is still a little bit hit and miss, but hopefully we'll be able to do some sort of online panel with people in the nuclear industry, sort of give you an overview of what they do and how to get into the field. Other than that, we host a variety of social events. Usually we host some nights out for our course, but obviously again this year we're not really capable of doing that to the same extent. But we're hoping to run some more quizzes throughout the year. But I can pass on to our social sec, Nick, to have a word with you guys about some of the stuff we've got planned. I think you're muted, mate.
There we go. I was, I was going to test run it. Anyway, yeah, I'm Nick. I'm one of the social secs for this year. And obviously, it's been really weird. It's been a very strange year. So it kind of breaks our heart that we can't really run socials the way we want to. Especially considering like the social section we had last year was so like good, and we had some really good nights out. But fingers crossed, you know, next time no one really knows what's going to happen, but we're still going to try and run everything online. We've done a few quizzes recently. They were quite successful, and we all had a good time like hosting, and I think people enjoyed being part of it. So it just shows that we can do online events. For second time, we had an idea of doing some sort of like online Olympics with a variety of games to replace like the NUCSOC versus Bums that we do every year, like esports, baking, arts and crafts and stuff. And we just think that would be a good bit of fun, especially because, you know, I mean, we all need a bit of fun second time, definitely. And yeah, we're still kind of working out the details for everything as we're going along, because we can't really know what's going to happen. But we're just going to take it as it comes. And if anyone has any questions, just feel free to message any one of us. Yeah, that's all we have to say, really.
All right, cheers. Thank you.
No worries.
Molly, did you want to talk to us about what you've got planned for the Black History Month event that we've got coming up? I think you've been involved in sort of organising that. Do you give us like a brief overview?
Yeah, I mean, it's mostly been Avery, our lead for diversity inclusion, who's been working on that event. But it's looking to be a really good one. We've got some people, Black people within the nuclear industry giving some talks. And this will end with a panel discussion, which will also include a graduate from the University of Birmingham. She graduated last year, I think, Sunchi, who was also on committee. People will be discussing their careers, their education backgrounds, their love for the nuclear industry, I suppose, as well as their experiences of being a Black person within the industry, which I suppose is particularly poignant given the Black Lives Matter movement that's currently ongoing. But yeah, it should be a good one. We've got a really good range of speakers, including someone who will be joining from America, discussing all different experiences. That's on the 21st of October, 4 till 6 p.m. BST. So if you want to find out more, check out our social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, because all the details have been posted on there. But yeah, it should be a good one.
Thank you very much. Yeah, just to say, we are, I think, just NukeSoc on Facebook. I think the link can be found through the EPS websites, as well as just by searching. I think I'll be the only thing that comes up for NukeSoc as far as I'm aware. So if you wanted to give our Facebook page a follow, we post pretty much everything we do through there, or again on Instagram or Twitter. I think other than that, for the rest of this term, the only thing we have really is the careers fair that we've got in the works at the moment, which will be a little bit more based on, like, for a talking panel, like more based on how to access the nuclear industry, like what are the best channels into it, and what sort of opportunities there are in the nuclear energy industry. So, like consultancies, or working in power, even in fission or in fusion. Yeah. Oh yeah. Nick's posted the Facebook link in the chat if anyone's interested.
I'm on it. I'll pop the Instagram. But all our updates we post onto socials, and so if you just want to keep up with what we're doing, best bet is to follow those. And you got Twitter as well, right?
Yeah.
Get that on.
Brilliant. Cheers. Does anyone in the chat have any questions? I think other than that, that's pretty much all we've got planned for now in this sort of weird times.
Dystopian future.
Any questions? Feel free to contact me like privately, or pop it in the chat here. You can find me on Facebook, Dylan Wheeler, if anyone's interested in having a chat about anything.
It's also worth mentioning we've got a Discord.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Oh, Nick, do you want to put that in the chat as well? That is where we'll be hosting the vast majority of our virtual social events, including the quizzes, which were a great success. And there were Amazon gift vouchers that were won. Was it Amazon? Yeah. Gift vouchers were won for the winning teams.
And they aren't necessarily based entirely on nuclear things. There are science rounds. I think most of them were.
I know, we just sort of fumbled. We really enjoyed doing them, actually.
It's a really good quiz, but I did absolutely terribly.
Dylan, we've got a question.
Oh, okay, I didn't even see that. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, sure. If you're interested in nuclear energy or nuclear power, please come along. I'd be more than happy to have you. Like, social events will be open to everyone who's interested in joining, especially our panel events. Like, as many people as we can get is what we want, really. So the more people we can reach, the better. So yeah, give our Facebook page a follow. There'll be more information on our two events coming up. Yeah, please, by all means, come along. Any other questions? Sorry, I didn't notice. Thank you, Grace. So we'll go over stuff that we usually do in the year as well. We usually have, again, this is more for people on the course, but I guess it would be open to anyone who's interested in coming. We usually have a Christmas meal. Obviously, the logistics of that this year may be a little bit different, but we're hoping to host something similar for people on the course as well as some faculty. And usually at the beginning of second term, we'll host a master's talk. So if you were interested in maybe going from your degrees onto a nuclear-based master's, we have a variety of options that we discuss usually around January or February time. And you don't necessarily need a physics background to go into some of the courses. We have a lot of people that come from all engineering disciplines as well as computer science. So we discuss the pros and cons of each course, if that's something that would be interesting to you. Other than that, we don't have any more regularly scheduled ones we do every year, but we are hoping to host more online events that people can get involved with. So definitely, if you're interested in anything, drop us a follow and we'll keep you posted. And Grace says, what's your favorite thing about NUCSOC? I say just like the sense of community between the years, and how it's helped us, or at least it's helped me personally, discover like a love for not only the subject, but also like it's helped me pick out what I want to do with my career. Like again, this may not happen this year. We're hoping to do something smaller at some point, but we did a visit to the Centre for Fusion Energy in Culham around November last year, and going on that, and I'd hit a bit of a slump in my in my studies. I wasn't having a great time. It was really challenging, and we went to visit, and it just inspired like a real interest in fusion energy. Going and seeing an actual like fusion research reactor was just an incredible opportunity for me, and something that I was very appreciative to have, and it's now something I want to like follow and do for my career. So hopefully we'll be able to do some sort of either virtual tours or smaller scale tours around UK-based reactors, be either fission or fusion. I mean, it's dependent on company policy and whether or not they'll let us, but we are trying to host similar things, and I would really recommend that to anyone who's got an interest in working in the energy sector, because it was a really enlightening and interesting experience to have. What about you guys? What are your favourite things about NUCSOC?
Molly, go first, Molly.
Yeah, I guess it's the range of events that NUCSOC have always held. This is my first year on committee, but in the past couple of years, I've been getting involved where possible, and the range of different social events and then also professional events is really quite amazing. And they do try to make good links between all the years, which is really nice for first and second years when you're sort of finding your feet, to be able to meet people from the older years that advise on the course or on the master's opportunities. A lot of the master's opportunities I heard about through people in the older years, and that was only through links that were made through NUCSOC. And I just say that the lovely people that are part of the course, it's a really good group of people, and the academic staff as well, incredibly supportive, both of the student body and the society in general. And one of the highlight events that I particularly liked was the materials ball, which was sort of NUCSOC-y. That's a really good event with the materials department.
What about you, Nick?
Yeah, it's kind of already been said. You guys like took the words out of my mouth. But like when I came to uni, I was like, oh, I thought it was going to be, because when you're at school, you're very much teacher-student relationship is very formal, right? But when you come to uni and everyone's talks to each other and has makes everyone feel really comfortable. Like the academic staff, the relationship with the academic staff and the students is so not informal, but everyone's so friendly, and you can just talk to everyone. And I just love how welcoming it is, genuinely. And yeah, the range of events that we run is really, really cool. The mixture of academic and social, it's fantastic. Everyone makes you feel so welcome, and I'm really happy because me and you, Dylan, didn't apply for nuclear engineering, did we? And we just, because we didn't quite get the grades and got offered this course, but actually ended up being one of the best things to happen, because it's such a good course and I really, really enjoy it. So yeah, honestly, it's brilliant. So that's, I guess, a bunch of favorite things that I've done.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the upsides of being on this course. It's having such a nice, I think, because it's a smaller course, having such a close society.
Tight knit.
It's really lovely. I think that's all we've got time for today. So should we just head out, Grace?
Yeah, we can hop out. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Yeah, please drop us a follow on any of our socials if you're interested. And we'll hope to see you at a couple of events. Okay. So I'll be speaking to you. See you guys later.
Cool.
Yes, that's fine. I'll just rename myself. Here we go. Right. Is everything working? You're fine there, Morgan?
I'm great, thanks. Yeah.
Fantastic. Right. So to whoever I think we've got a few attendees, so at least I'm not talking to thin air. Hello all. I'm Louis. I'm the Pointing Physical Society Treasurer, and me and Morgan here, who's our Year 2 rep, are here to basically talk a little bit about EPS, which is our name, and what we do, how to join on the off chance you're interested, or if you're a physics student, I'm sure you've seen all sorts of our rubbish plastered all over the place. And yeah, hopefully we might get some PPS members out of this. We'll see if we get any more people turning up. In the meantime, we'll just sort of witter on. But if you have any questions at all, or anything that you might want to know, use the raise hand. I don't know if you guys can, I don't know if attendees can speak up. I'm not really sure what the vibe is, but Q&A function, I see. I'll find out. We'll find out, I'm sure. But oh, I see it here. There we go. God, I'm not good at Zoom, so apologies. But yeah, so use the Q&A tool, and you can ask whatever springs to mind. But yeah, so I'll get things going. PPS, we are the Physics Society for the University of Birmingham. So basically, our main sort of focus is giving physics students and other EPS students, we're open to anyone, an opportunity to socialise and get to know other people in the department, sort of like-minded people, all doing similar sort of subjects, and give them an opportunity to chat. We normally do a lot of bar crawls and quizzes. Things are a bit tricky this year, of course, with all COVID, so a lot of things have been online. So, for instance, our main events this term have been PPS Bingo, which Morgan here did a fantastic job with his bingo calls last week. And this week we've got a Zoom quiz, Kahoot quiz, actually, I think it is, right?
Yeah, Kahoot.
Yeah, Kahoot quiz tomorrow night. So we're basically making do with what we can without being able to meet up and do actual things in person, which is a shame, being a social society, but you know, we make do. We've got some more stuff lined up later on this term, so I've pushed myself into a corner here. What have we got, Morgan? There's
we've got a couple of talks from theoretical physicists who work in the department. We've got a BAME Ally event coming on, and we've got some careers events coming up too.
Yeah, so yeah, it's what we really want to be doing right about now is giving a lot of chance for people to socialise and things like that, and chat away. But of course, by Zoom, it's a tricky one. But it's still, we've had some really nice turnouts. A lot of first years and a lot of people, first years and second years mainly, for the past sort of 2 events, which have been good fun. I'm at a loss of what to do. I normally can blabber on till the cows come home, but there's only so many things to mention. How to sign up? Well, on the off chance that my 5 minutes of blabber of waffling sounds like your cup of tea. We've got Facebook page, Instagram, all the normal sort of things to have a look at. So if you know venture online, you'll be able to find us quite easily. And if you're really interested, you can sign up for year membership or life membership there via email, which is quite easy to do. We've made that online this year. Oh, thank you, Grace. Great question. What's your favourite thing about PPS? Ooh.
Shall I take that one?
Go on. I'll mull it over whilst you think of that.
I quite like PPS because it's kind of given me the opportunity to socialise with people outside of my year group, and kind of, you know, through being on committee and also through, you know, taking part in the social events that they run, I've been able to, you know, get to know people from different years, and really kind of expand my horizons with, you know, the people I know. It's really good for networking as well.
That is a good question. That is a good answer, to be fair. I'll struggle to come up with that. I think my favourite thing has got to be sort of linked to what Morgan said, effectively the friends I've made during it, because physics as a course, well, I'd say this for most of EPS courses, can be quite tough, and it's quite hard to, I mean, you've got labs and lectures and sort of things, but it's a lot easier to make friends when everyone's out and about socialising. And I think all of my current circle of friends in from physics are all from PPS events over the past 2 years. So other than my mates that I met in halls, all my other like close mates I've all met from PPS. So it's a nice opportunity to get sort of close to a lot of people, meet a lot of new people, and even via Zoom, some people we've got to know a few of the first years that we'd never have met otherwise. So it all still works. I see we have a question. Morgan James would like to answer this question.
Well, I would like to bring it to your attention, really.
You'd like to bring it to my attention.
You're in charge of memberships.
You have brought it into my attention, and I will acknowledge it. Is there a deadline for paying the membership? No, is the short answer, and the long answer actually, because you can't really extend it. It's going to be open all the time. Normally, we'd have face-to-face membership sales, where we do, like, you've got a few hours to come in and buy them, whilst PPS committee are sort of stood there with card readers and things. But because this year it's all online, we can't do anything face to face. I've made it so people can pay via PayPal from emailing our email. But yes, Morgan.
Going to put it into the chat now, the email that you need to send your membership request to.
That's great. If you also if you do that, I'll put the Facebook link in, and then if you're interested, you can get on the page. We put pretty much all of our information on our Facebook page. If you don't have Facebook, you can quite easily you can send an email in, and we'll be able to give you other details. But most of the information on becoming a member, and all of our upcoming events, we typically put up there.
Can we be a little bit more specific in what you need to do for the membership?
Yes.
So what you would do is send an email to the email I've just put in the chat. It's uobpointingphysicalsociety@gmail.com with subject line membership. Then give the details of whether you want a life membership or a year membership. And by life membership, we actually do mean life. You remember then if you come back as an alumni, we have some events with alumni, and also I think actually some of the faculty are members of PPS. So usually when we have in-person quizzes, we have a team of lecturers as well, which is quite good. I would highly recommend getting the life membership, as in the situations we're in at the moment, we can't really run anything in person, so it will be greater value for money later on down the line, when hopefully we'll be able to go back to more normal things.
Yeah, so building on what Morgan said actually about live membership, we do get a whole lot of alumni coming back and doing all sorts of things. Morgan said we had often at the quiz, we have a staff table. That goes the same for what is normally our big end of year event, which is the PPS Spring Ball. Of course, cancelled last year, tragically, because of COVID. But normally we have it around the end of March, right at the end of what used to be semester 2, so around Easter. And we get like 3 or 4 tables of all of the staff, as well as quite a few alumni normally coming back. And there were plans certainly made last year, and I think for the next ball, whenever that may be, to bring a lot of people that have just graduated back in, but still, because a lot of, like Morgan said, you make a lot of friends that aren't necessarily in your year group, so people that you wouldn't really see otherwise, and because you get to know quite a few of them, quite a lot of people want to come back and still come to events, see all their old mates, see what's still happening, see who's running the committee, even see what's changed really in times. But yeah, it gives a nice, the same way as the university's alumni program, I think, works. It gives you a bit more of a stronger link to the School of Physics and the university as a whole, which I think is nice anyway. But we often see a lot of people come back.
Yeah, I think I agree, wholeheartedly with what you just said there. I'd also like to add that we are currently looking for new committee members. So if you feel like you want to get involved with the committee, we've got an EGM on Thursday at 1 p.m. It's been run through Zoom. I think the details are on the Facebook page. We've got 3 year 1 reps available for you to run for, and also a postgraduate rep role to run for too.
Oh, hello. Someone else has joined. Yeah. On the off chance anyone here is interested in committee, I think it has to be hands down the best decision I made in first year. I've really enjoyed it. It's a lot of people will say the same sort of stuff like, oh, it's good for a CV, good to have some responsibility, good to have some leadership. But actually, it's the same with PPS generally. It's the friends you make during it. Like, I've worked really closely with a whole range of people over the past sort of couple of years, and we've all got along really well. It's just sort of nice to have another group, another circle of friends really to add to, as well as getting the opportunity to sort of make your mark really in a society, or just generally like really feel like your work you're putting in you can actually see people enjoying. So I think like, oh, what was I organised last year? There was a spring quiz and also a careers event that I took a hand in, and everyone was saying that. Then afterwards, a few people came up to me and said, "Oh, that's actually really good." So yeah, it was always nice to hear good feedback. What
we've had
yes, we
what
have.
do we do on committee? That's a very good question. We do have a lot of fun on committee, but also there's kind of more serious things that we have to do. Generally on committee, we kind of organise and plan what events we run, as well as having kind of other PPS related matters, you know, with the stuff like the finance, and also we have a couple of sports teams which we haven't mentioned yet, but that is kind of organised through a sports secretary through committee.
Yeah, so yeah, building each committee member, as a whole, the committee is generally responsible for advertising the events that we come up with, organising those events, and basically making sure they run smoothly. But everyone gets a sort of individual role. So Morgan here, as a year rep, his primary responsibility is to advertise to the year, so his year, in this case second year, what events are going on and how to get involved really, which is really key to what we do. Normally it's a lot easier with lectures. We would face-to-face lectures, we'd have people go in and shout at the entire year group about what's going on. A bit trickier nowadays with everything being online, but still an integral job. And then other members of the committee, so me, for example, as treasurer, I'm responsible for running the bank account. So making sure we don't go massively into debt, making sure no one does any embezzling or anything naughty like that, and basically making sure that all the books are balanced and we're not spending too much or too little even money overall, which involves a lot of spreadsheets, put it that way. Always fun. But there's other roles like secretary, who's sort of responsible for how many members we've got and what happens in the meetings, president, who's responsible for overall running, and sports rep, which Morgan mentioned, they organise our 2 sports teams, and vice president, who does sponsorship. But yeah, before we get booted off shortly, sports, I'll say, if anyone's interested in joining one of the sports teams, we've got some fantastic 2 football teams that play in Campus League 11 aside. So there's Maxwell's FC and PPS FC. Very good. Playing, I think, the top league. The only reason one of them didn't win last year is because they kind of got in each other's way and beat each other. And we've also got a netball team, mixed netball team, which is also fantastic. They do really well. A lot of fun they have. But like I said, all the details will be on Facebook, or if you're interested, you can find me online or something. There's another question. Here we go. Is it possible to join as part of the EPS Foundation year with a direction of physics undergrad? Also, I tuned in a tad late. 100%. Absolutely. We've got a friend of mine actually she's in physics 3rd year now, and she did an undergrad, an EPS foundation year before joining the course, and I'm certain she was definitely involved in events before I turned up. So yeah, 100% you can do it in foundation year. And it's available, like I said, it's available to all students, not just physics, not just first, second, third year. So go for it. And
membership prices.
Yeah, to be fair, I didn't actually
£7 for a year of membership and £14 for life. And again, would like to stress that for life is actually for life and not just the end to the end of your degree.
Yeah, it's £7 for, yeah. But yeah, yeah, I didn't actually mention that earlier, so that's a good reminder. Thank you, anonymous attendee.
Very good question.
Yeah, you get your money, but you kind of, if you pay for live membership, you generally sort of see it being worth it when we have some of our bigger events like the ball and things. Things get a bit cheaper for being a member. Right now, all of our events, all our sort of Zoom events like the quiz tomorrow night, and the bingo last week are all free because it's a bit sort of early days. We're just waiting. There's no limit on membership though, so people can apply. And then later on next term, when we have some bigger events or hopefully some face-to-face ones, the PPS members will get priority in terms of spaces available if there's a limit. But, so yeah.
Right, I think we have spoken until the cows have come home, as you mentioned earlier, Louis.
Yes.
So yeah, thank you very much for your attention. We do hope that you consider joining PPS, and even joining the committee. I'd highly recommend it, and it's it's been something that's really enriched my university life. So I'd highly recommend.
Thanks very much. Thanks for the opportunity as well.
Thank
Cheers,
you.
Grace. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Ta-ra.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, we're AFNOM. So I'm not Andrea, I'm actually Kit, because Andrea's now busy. But and we also have Justin and James on the call. Justin and James and I, with Andrea, we run AFNOM, which is the university's ethical hacking club. It's free. I heard the last guys talking about how much it costs. We're free, doesn't cost any money. And we basically hack things ethically for fun. So we practice being, seeing what the bad guys would do and seeing how we can counter that. Justin, do you want to talk a bit about AFNOM?
Yeah, lots of people are often very surprised when they go, there's such a thing as ethical hacking. They think people automatically associate hacking with like illegal stuff, but there's actually whole industries and lots of people who've been previous AFNOM members have gone into industry, and part of their jobs are to attack other people's stuff and to work out vulnerabilities. And so we're a whole range. We've got members from first year all the way up to people who are doing their postdoctorates, and we even have a lecturer that pops by sometimes. So we kind of go the whole scale. It's really good because if you're new coming in, it means there's lots and lots of people to learn from with lots of practical experience. One thing is, because there's actually lots of different areas within ethical hacking, we all have our own kind of specialties. Like I really enjoy our binary kind of things, like really low level stuff. We've got people who are really good at networking and web. We have no cryptography expert at the moment. So if anyone feels the need to learn lots of fun maths, any mathematicians who want to join us, we would be so grateful if you could come and do that. Yeah, there's a chance to learn from the other people who are really good at those things. We don't really have like lectures or anything like that. It's just kind of, we all sit in a Discord voice channel because we can't meet in person, but we all sit on a voice channel and just kind of hack stuff, whatever we've decided we're going to go for that week.
James, do you want to say anything?
Yeah, just that you don't need any experience to come along. We'll teach you everything you need from scratch. So yeah, just get involved. There's no barrier to entry. We welcome to everyone.
Yeah, we work really hard at making sure that anyone can join. And in the first term, we try and go through low levels of each bit so that we start at you don't have to have a really high knowledge. So last week we did a bit of Linux, and this week we're going to be doing a bit of web, and we start from nothing. So each week we add a little bit on, so that if you're just joining this week, you're not going to have missed anything and you're not going to be stuck. And the way Discord works, which is really cool, is that we have lots of different channels that people can pop into. So if you are stuck, we can go to a channel and we can work with you one-on-one to make sure you're at the same level as everyone else and nobody gets left behind.
Yeah, I can't believe we also haven't mentioned it. Usually we always mention this at the beginning. After hacking, we go 3 to 5 for hacking on Wednesdays, every Wednesday on our Discord server. Really standard time. And then after 5, we go to a special channel called the Pub channel, and we have virtual pub because it's something we would do in person, and we've carried on the tradition of keeping it online. And it's really fun. Would highly recommend everyone to come along to that. It's something we've noticed not many societies really do, kind of social events like that, and we found that it works really well. There's a question there. Kit, do you want to take that?
Yeah, so the question is, what sort of things have we hacked? Well, anything really. Starting at something, say a website, just to reiterate, we are the Ethical Hacking Club. So when we hack websites, for example, we don't just go and find some random website and hack it. We go and find a website where you have permission to hack it, and it will have deliberate vulnerabilities in it. So there's quite a few things that we do. Like there's a big tutorial set called Hack the Box, and they give you machines and servers so that you can actively hack them when there are known vulnerabilities. So we will do Hack the Box. Then there are things like networking. So you can try and listen in to, say, some networking traffic and find out what bad guy 1 and bad guy 2 are talking about. So we also do hacking in terms of network, and we have previously brought along physical devices. So we once hacked a wireless kettle at one of the AFNOMs. That's when we could meet in person. So it can be a range of things, and as Justin said, it depends what your specialism is. If you really like crypto, you could have a go at hacking crypto. If you really like hacking websites, you can hack websites, and you don't need to know anything to start. You can just get involved and we'll help you build your knowledge up. Oh, there's 3 questions now. James, do you want to answer the next 2? The next 2 are, where do you sign up?
Yeah, so since we don't really have an official membership, Justin has very helpfully dropped the link to our Discord server. If you don't know what Discord is, it's a text and voice and video kind of chat. It's really good for running events virtually. So yeah, if you just want to come along, just join there and hang out. And like Justin said, 3 to 5 every Wednesdays when we meet. So just turn up. That's how you become a member. If you're not a comp sci student, we'd really love to have you still. To be honest, we've not had that much before, so I think it might be a learning curve for us as well. But like, there's no barrier to entry. We'd really like you to come along if you want to, and hopefully we'll be able to teach you everything. It might be a bit harder, but
yeah, I'd be interested to know what the anonymous attendees' subject was, because sometimes we get people from, say, physics or maths, and they slightly embarrass us that they're really good at things. So it may well be that you come at it at a different way just because you've got a different discipline. So don't think that rules you out.
Yeah, especially one of the things that we are maybe not as good at, the people who are currently in it and computer science students, we're often really bad at anything involving the cryptography and lots of the more formal stuff. We're less, we don't do lots of maths in CS, and so anything that involves that, we tend to be a little bit worse at. So if that's something you enjoy, come along. And also it's so great to have like other views and other insights into how we can solve things. There's lots of especially when it gets low level, there's lots of challenges that get either really low level. So if you do electronics or physics or anything like that, those are also really valuable skills for certain types of challenges and things that we do.
Have we got any more questions? We done? Oh, a new question. Where's the Discord link? I can see nothing in chat. Is it in answered?
Oh, that's to all panelists, Justin. Oh, sorry about that. I think there's
sorry.
So you can go to afnom.net, which is our website. AFNOM incidentally stands for a finite number of monkeys. And there we go. And you can sign up and you can just log on, turn on. There's some interesting chat. People like to send pictures of their keyboards or random things like that. And I quite like some of the random chat because people find little snippets of things that are interesting to them, and it sort of expands your knowledge just by sitting on the Discord channel sometimes. Apart from when I've got work and then I have to stop and turn it off and get back to my work.
Yeah, and if you have pictures of cats as well, we also appreciate those. So, yeah.
There you go. So Justin's posted it now. Well done.
Yeah, and I see a couple of people have already joined.
Oh, have they? Oh, yes, I see. So we've got our Discord open on the right hand side. So look at that. Yeah. This Wednesday, we'll be doing web hacking, which is probably one of the most accessible things you can do because we all know how to use a web browser. Everyone knows how to log on to some website. And actually, I think the first couple of levels that we do are quite simple, but they're really interesting in that it's very easy to see how you can give out information on a website without realizing that you're doing it.
Yeah, I mean, it starts off at the very simplest kind of thing where you will look at the code that is actually constructing the website and just like right click, inspect element and see what's there. And it starts off, you know, just learning about kind of the code that puts a website together. But within a few levels, you're actually looking into things that I really like it. Like, you know, it's these kind of levels and challenges we do. They're made intentionally easy, but they're never kind of pointless. They are all representing real world things that, I mean, 30 years ago, the kind of vulnerabilities that we solve in those challenges today, those were common.
And sometimes they still are.
Yeah.
Someone's asked, what about dogs and hamsters? Yeah, pictures of dogs and hamsters are welcome as well. Obviously cats rule the world, but yeah, dogs and hamsters, maybe second and third. What's the pace like? Can you join through the term? Yes and no would be my answer. In the first term, we work hard to make sure that we're giving you a foundation in lots of different things. So I would say if you want to join in the first term, that's absolutely fine. You can come and go. And I don't think you'll find it too hard. Probably if you want to join in the second term, that's when it would be harder because we will have done a lot of foundation work in the first term. So if you can only come for a few in the first term, definitely do. But if you're thinking you don't want to come at all in the first term, but only in the second term, that probably will be harder. Not impossible, but certainly harder.
The reason is in the first term, we kind of try and cover lots of easier stuff. In the second term, we kind of purposely try and do things that are more open-ended, so we won't necessarily know all the solutions to before going into them. Like we'll specifically pick things that we'll solve as we go. Like one of the ones we did last year, I think it was, we looked into like some of the tools that were leaked from a Iranian hacking group or something at one point. There wasn't really a goal for that though.
That was just fun.
But without the knowledge of maybe how to do that, it would be a little difficult. Yeah, that was I think that's hands down the weirdest session we had though. I loved it.
Other weird sessions. We did lockpicking because lockpicking is kind of connected to computer security because, well, basically, like if you can't lock your computer up, then you can just steal it, and it's also kind of the idea of bypassing defenses. So we do that. We don't know about whether we're going to do it virtually, but I'd like to. We have a Christmas mulled wine, mince pies, and Christmas themed hacking session.
We need to work out how to do that. That's going to be fun.
We'll have to send everyone a bottle of mulled wine through the post. And then
Yeah, we classically do Christmas crypto, which is like the one time of year we try and do crypto. But it's like last year, I think one of our members made a collection of challenges, Christmas crypto, with mulled wine and mince pies, and yeah, The other thing that is coming up that should mention is we have a set of lightning talks coming up on this Thursday at 7. I'll spam the link in the chat as well.
The talks look fascinating. So they're just lightning talks, so they're only 10 minutes long, and the range is fantastic. Like there's something about alphabets, there's something about how you generate random numbers. They're only 10 minutes long, and they're not super crypto-y and they're not super hard. They're really great variety. So if you're free, I would definitely come to the lightning talks because I'm really excited about listening to them.
Yeah, and because they're only 10 minutes, if one of them is too hard or you don't like it or something like that, it doesn't matter because in 10 minutes it will be over and someone else will be speaking about a completely different topic. They're all most of them are hacking related, but there's some that aren't and some that are just kind of general fun. I'm looking forward to every single one of them. I think like there's one about CRT monitors, which is like, okay, I know nothing about those. Like they're all random and strange, and it's going to be really fun. So if you want to come along to those, please do.
Cool. Well, I think we've managed to talk all the way up to our time, haven't we?
Yeah. So as long as there's no more questions.
Cool. So join the Discord link. Come say hi. I can see people are joining already. Sign up for the lightning talks, and hopefully we'll see you this Wednesday between 3 and 5. Just turn up. And we're starting to do some ethical web hacking.
Yeah. All right. See you then.
Thanks for listening to us ramble. Bye.
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 Hi guys, thanks for coming to the Virtual EPS Societies Fair. We're engineering without borders, so I'd like to tell you a bit about us. Engineers Without Borders University of Birmingham is the Birmingham chapter of EWB UK, which is a bigger national organization. It's a national charity that looks to improve the standard of life of everyone around the world through science, technology, and engineering. We're one of 30 branches in the UK. The organization itself aims to change the way we approach engineering so that we're conscious and globally responsible in our designs, and this will show in some of our events that we're going to be running through the year. In this way, here's our committee. Some of the people right now, I'm just new, but I'm the treasurer. Alex and Sarah are also here to deliver this presentation. We've got some openings at the moment as well. So if you're interested in being an events coordinator and taking part in what we do, you can do that. Or if you're interested in outreach and looking through what we do in schools, we can do that as well. But yeah, the organization itself aims to change the way we approach engineering so that we are globally conscious in our designs. And this way we aim to inspire, enable, and influence the engineering community to serve everyone and the planet better. I'll hand over to Sarah now to talk about what we do in Birmingham specifically.
Sorry, I was muted. So in Birmingham, we are looking to do a range of events this year. So for outreach, we deliver hands-on workshops in local schools, but this might be a bit different because of the COVID situation. So we may be looking to for them virtually to the schools and giving them the workshop themselves while we talk through it and educate them about how to be sustainable and about renewable energy. We're also looking to have a few guest speakers over the year just to talk about the renewable industry and anything that you guys might be interested in. We are also looking to do trips outside of Birmingham, depending on the situation as well. If it would probably be in semester 2, We also try and help you boost your skills and like help you gain confidence in like your presentation skills, and this will really help your CV. And we also like doing socials and having fun. So for outreach, we usually go to local schools, and there's 2 different types of workshops. So one of them is the Power for Everyone workshop, where we teach them about renewable energy, and then we get like a few materials like card and paper and like straws, and then we see if the kids can make a wind turbine. And the other one is Water for Everyone. So that involves filtering really dirty water using like different like gravel and sand, and that is to teach them about how in developing countries they don't have as much resources and how this can affect them. And we usually have a stall at the Big Bang Fair, which helps kids learn about STEM, but that's postponed this year, I think. And in order to deliver the workshops, you have to become a STEM ambassador, and we'll have an induction event for you as well if you are interested in that. The next slide, please. So why should you take part in the outreach? It looks really good on your CV, and as I've said before, it really helps in your presentation skills, because you have to try and keep the attention of the kids and be able to communicate clearly about a topic that they might not know a lot about. When you're working with the children, you have the opportunity to become a role model to them as somebody in STEM. There's also networking opportunities, and it's a lot of fun as well. We're also looking to host the designathon.
Yeah, we're also looking to host the designathon, and this is basically a one-day event where you're going to be paired with people from different courses, and you're given a challenge, which is basically a real-life situation where you have to solve a problem according to the environmental needs and the social needs of the people living in that area. For example, what we did last year was we were given an area in Kenya which had a problem with the wastewater and their wastewater treatment. And basically what was happening was everyone would throw their rubbish into a river. And the problem they were given was how to make the water clean, how to keep that rubbish from continually accumulating in that area. And some of the examples people gave were to install dams or skips or different types of things to help take the rubbish out or keep the rubbish from flowing downstream. And that's like an example of what you might be asked to do at Designathon. It's a good team working experience.
We're kind of working out how we're going to be able to host a Designathon this year. Obviously, everything's a little bit uncertain, but we're hoping to have more details on that soon. It was a really exciting event last year, and we're really pleased that we could organise something like that. It was a whole day event. But obviously, because of COVID and coronavirus, it kind of throws all our plans into a little bit of disarray. So we'll sort of keep everyone up to date and kind of where we've got to the Designathon. So as mentioned earlier, we also have try and bring in some guest speakers. These could be university lecturers, these could be industry professionals, or they could be industrial placement students. We kind of look at a range of people. People who are interested in engineering, people who have done something to really improve the planet. EWB as a charity as a whole is really about improving the lives of people abroad. There's been some fantastic projects that they've organised, including getting kind of internet access to local communities in Nepal, so that local communities could access healthcare and could access the internet. So that was a really exciting thing. So we try and emulate that and bring in some guest speakers to talk about their work and their experiences. And we're hoping to have our first guest speaker in early November. Chris Hughes is going to come and talk about his experience in the renewables industry and volunteering in developing countries. So that should be a really exciting event. As a member of EWB, it's free to join. You can hear from great guest speakers, and we hope that should be a really good event. And we're really hoping to do lots more, particularly in this new weird virtual world that we live in. Zooming in guest speakers should become a bit more of the norm, so it's actually really easy for us to host lots of events like that. So that'll be really good. There's lots of ways to get involved with EWB, but the primary one is to join the society. So you can find us on the Guild of Students website. It's free to join, so there really is no downside to join. We'd love to see as many people as possible. And once you're a member, kind of the next step is to become a STEM ambassador. STEM ambassador gives you a DBS check. It lets you go into schools, albeit in person or virtually, depending on the situation. So we're going to have a STEM ambassador induction event coming up that will allow you to kind of register as a STEM ambassador. And it's really useful anyway. Even if you don't get involved with any EWB events, you can get involved with STEM ambassador events. They run events right across the West Midlands. So schools are always asking for sort of, can we have some people to run some outreach, or can we do this workshop? So STEM ambassadors provide students who are really interested in engineering to kind of help out with that. Again, you don't have to be an engineering student. EWB welcomes students from across like any degree, any level. If you just are really interested in like improving the planet, or just want to kind of learn a bit more about engineering, we'd love to have you in the society. We're not just exclusively engineering. So yeah, you can join the society on the Guild website. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Our Facebook group is a good place to start. We put all our events up there. We also have a website for those that aren't on Facebook. I will put all the links in the chat in a minute, so you'll be able to access them. Follow us on social media, and as Tasnuba mentioned, we have a few spots on the committee. So we're holding an EGM meeting next Monday. So if you want to get involved in the society in a bigger way, we'd really love you to apply and join the committee. Or even not, if you just like to come and ask more questions about society, that'll be next Monday. And you'll be able to talk to the committee, see what roles are available. And if you're a member of the society, vote on the people that want to stand in those roles. So there's lots to get involved with. And of course, it's all free. So given these kind of strange times with coronavirus, it's taken us longer than it usually would to kind of start planning our events and working out what we can do. We're in discussion with schools, with STEM ambassadors, and with the Guild of Students as to what's possible. So this is kind of a list of what's coming up. So first, as I mentioned, we've got our EGM meeting. That will be on the 19th of October, so next Monday at 6 p.m, and that will be on Zoom. You'll be able to join the committee. You'll be able to vote for committee members, or just come along and chat to EWB, and we'd love to see you there. STEM ambassador training will be on the Wednesday, 21st of October at 1:30. We'd love to see lots of you there. There's a sign-up form on our Facebook, and you can find it on our website too. And if anything's uncertain, just give us an email. If you can't attend that meeting in person, we can send you across all the stuff to be able to become a STEM ambassador. It's a really great thing to have. It allows you to participate in lots of outreach, and I'd really recommend it. Looks great on your CV too. And then our first outreach activity, we're tentatively planning for about early November. We've got some dates from a school, but we're kind of working out the format of how to do that. So you can only do that if you're a STEM ambassador and an EWB member. So join the society now. It's a really great time, and we're hoping to be able to deliver some sort of outreach to schools. We're thinking of probably delivering the materials to the school. They'll be able to kind of do the outreach, and then we'll sort of run it virtually. So that should be really exciting. And then we've got our guest speaker event in early November. So yeah, that'll be another great event to hear from people that are really involved and engaged in STEM. So do come along to that one as well. I'm just going to try and drop a link in the chat for all of this. So I put some links in the chat to all of those things, so hopefully you'll be able to find out more information. As I said, we'd love you to join EWB. It's completely free. And you can find us on the Guild of Students website. If you've got any questions at all, you can email us at ewb@guild.bham.ac.uk, and there's kind of all the main links. If you're really interested in what EWB do as a UK charity and as a national charity, please find out more about them online. Otherwise, we've got a little bit of time left to answer any questions. If anyone has them, you'll be able to ask them in the Q&A. If you can't think of any questions now, of course, please send us an email, drop something on our Facebook page, visit us on our website. We'll pick up your question really quickly. So yeah, that's kind of everything from us. Does any other committee members like to add anything at all before we finish?
Grace asked a question. What's our favorite thing about EWB? Well, personally, for my answer, I did the design-a-thon last year, and it really was a good experience. You get to do a lot of group projects on your courses, but during the design-a-thon, it is interdisciplinary. I remember there was a history student, I think, that we worked with as well, and you wouldn't expect those type of students to come to an Engineers Without Borders Society, but it's really open to everyone, and everyone can apply their skills and gain new skills as well.
Yeah, it's really great. I enjoyed doing the outreach activities at I think it was a Rockwood Academy school. We did the water workshop, and it was really great fun. This was I think it was in February, so just before everything turned upside down. But yeah, we're hoping to hold more outreach stuff, so I'm really looking forward to being able to do lots more of that as well. And anyone who's listening, do stay for the rest of the 4 or 5 days of the EPS Societies Fair. There's so many great EPS societies, and they've all got so much to offer, and it really is worth joining them. It's been really good. So thank you very much, everyone, for listening. And that's it from EWB. Get in contact with us if you want to know any more. And thank you.
Hi, everyone. Can you guys all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
All right, great. Welcome to Startup Society's presentation. So the Startup Society was founded in 2017 when 3 different groups of people came together over a singular idea. Since then, we've held loads of events with guests ranging everywhere from Google to IBM to local startups in the Birmingham community. And you might wonder what that sort of idea that everyone came around was. And that was to sort of foster the spirit of entrepreneurship in the University of Birmingham and become a world-class accelerator, or pre-accelerator, I should say. So we do this by incorporating a few different things. We try to create an environment where you can meet people, meet your future co-founders or collaborators. We also try to host a number of different workshops and sessions where you can learn the technical skills that you need to start your business. And also we try to provide platforms and links outside of the University of Birmingham, such as links with angel investors and VCs, so that you can continue to grow your business. And we've held a variety of different events, whether those be events like the Paul Adams event, where we go over a technical aspect. In that case, it was the business model canvas, or the Steve Page event, where we sort of go over the story of an entrepreneur and we see what we can learn from their particular stories. We also have events outside of the University of Birmingham. For example, this year we had Venture Crawl, and that was in an attempt for our members to sort of see what sort of startups there are in Birmingham and see what there is in the wider Birmingham community. And we also have our flagship competition, the Startup Games. This is a competition every year where students come together and they can pitch their business ideas. And there's two different sections to this. There are students that have their pre-formed business, they're already registered business, or students can come with just a business idea and they can compete for funding to get their business started or to help grow their business. So there's lots of different events that we do and things that we try to offer to our members. Our team is small, but it is still growing, and there are opportunities for you to join the committee, which I think will be discussed at the end. But there is, opportunity for you if you would like a leadership role.
So I'm just going to talk about what we're specifically planning to do this year. So you've seen the general format of our events from Ian. I'm just going to give you some examples. So this year we're kind of focusing on doing our events by themes. So every month we're going to try and have a new theme. And these themes are generally ones that are quite important in like the present day and that are kind of trending. So for example, our upcoming theme would be sustainability and ethics. But we're also doing stuff, for example, in legal tech, which is really coming up in 2020. And we're also going to look at the impact of the pandemic on businesses and how people are working from home now as well. So that's what we're doing in terms of speakers. Just can I get the next slide, please? And also, just to introduce you to the society, we're kind of running a few mini competitions. Some of you may be new to business and the kind of idea of startups. And we're trying to run these competitions to also get you to meet each other because you'll hopefully work in groups. So for example, we're going to try and run a competition really soon where you come up with ideas of a company that you'll start in groups, just to get you thinking in an entrepreneurial mindset and thinking in a kind of innovative way. And we're hoping to offer prizes as well to the best ideas. Next slide. So just to give you a taster for events this year, we've got a really important talk coming up on this Wednesday on the 14th of October from 12:45 to 1:45. That's at the Birmingham Tech Week. The Birmingham Tech Week itself is kind of a really big events program with expected over 5,000 delegates to attend. And it's pretty much focusing on tech and business in Birmingham and the surrounding area. So we're actually doing a talk called Student Built Tech Startups Starting from Scratch, which we're doing in collaboration with Be Enterprising, which is kind of like the university's entrepreneurial branch. And within that talk, we've got some of our very own UOB entrepreneurs talking about their journey in business from creating their startup and kind of some of the challenges and successes that they've had, and they're going to share some top tips. So if you want to get a taste of what our talks are like, it's totally free to attend. You can sign up at birminghamtechweek.com. I'd really highly recommend you attend this Wednesday if you're free. We're also thinking about hosting upskilling workshops later on in the term, and this will be in addition to some talks. So I just wanted to also talk about some talks we're thinking about holding. So we've got someone called Harriet that we hopefully will get lined up, who's got a business in the sustainability sector, and she's also a UOB student. We've also got a master's student who's had quite a few years in manufacturing, who's going to talk about his experiences in business in manufacturing as well. So we're going to be doing this in collaboration with upskilling workshops, and we'd really be open to any other suggestions that people might have. What kind of skills do you want to learn and that we can help you with? And even for talks, if you just message us on our Facebook page or Discord, we'll be more than happy to take your recommendations into consideration. So just in terms of final points, we'd recommend that you get a membership because it's free. So even if you're on the fence, you may as well just get one. And follow us on our social media pages, which I'll mention on the next slide. Ideally, if you're trying to follow us for what kind of events we're having next, you'd kind of join our Facebook page, Discord, or Instagram. Attend our upcoming events, please. We'd like to see you all there. And yeah, in the competition events, we're hoping to put some Amazon vouchers as prizes. We also have 2 committee positions available, one for logistics and one for social media. We're kind of still accepting applications for another 3 weeks or so. We've got details of those on our Facebook page and our Instagram page, as well as our Discord. So please apply for those if you want to be part of the committee. So these are just where you can find us, just some links. Thank you for listening, and we hope to see you soon. So I think we can, you can ask questions on the Q&A function as well if you want.
Andon, maybe you can talk a little bit about your experience with the society so far, and what sort of things you've learned.
Sure thing. So I've been active in the society for the past 2 years, and I think like the best thing about the society is the network it can help. Like, it can really help you grow your network. Through the society alone, I've met so many amazing fellow students, now alumni, and now they are working in some world-leading AI research companies. Some work at Google, some started their own venture, and a close friend of mine, whom I met from the society, has now received some huge amount of funding for the company he built. So I really think that through the society, you can really grow your network, whether it may be within the uni, or it can also be outside of the uni, because we partner up with a lot of organizations within and outside of uni. For instance, we work closely together with Birmingham Enterprise Community. We're also in touch with Creative Fund, which is the largest student-led VC in Europe, and so many more organizations. So yeah, I think that's kind of like my experience on the society. Cool. Is there any question? Oh, there's a question from Grace. What sorts of businesses have your members come up with? Ranges, varying from a media company. There's a student who has founded this podcast on neuroscience called Watercolor Neuroscience. Please check it out. It's amazing. They talk about all aspects of neuroscience, but in a bit-sized, like 40 minutes chunks that's easier to understand. There's also...
We also have Easel and Hazard. So Easel is a kind of online marketplace for art, I think. And Hazard is kind of to do with waste and recycling within UOB. So you can find more about that in our Birmingham Tech Week talk, but those are another 2 that we have as well.
Yeah. Personally, I've ever started a venture before coming to uni, although I'm not hands-on anymore. I've worked in the education sector back in Indonesia. And so personally, I do have experience with startups as well. And a lot of our members are coming from like various different backgrounds. As Kushal have mentioned, like there's one member who already had like 12 years experience in the manufacturing industry, some in biomedicine. And yeah, a lot of opportunities to network with people.
But even if, so for example, like legal tech is up and coming now, and there's only really been a massive startups in it in like the kind of past year or 2. but we still have contacts in that kind of area. So even if you were looking to start something in like a really niche and new industry, we'd still be able to try and help you find contacts in that area.
In an ideal world, what business would you like to launch? Personally, I'm very much into cybersecurity, so I'm thinking I want to do something in that area, although I'm still working on it, still learning. What about you, Kushal?
I think I'm like kind of fascinated by the whole fintech space. Like, I think so. For example, the Challenger Bank Monzo, that was like, it wasn't very well known about 3 years ago, but it's now almost becoming like a household name. A lot of people have a Monzo bank account. But there's loads of fintech startups like that where in coming years they'll become household names. I think it's like a really exciting space. So yeah, I think I'd say fintech, just also because there's like massive scale to it and it reaches a lot of people in society. It's really cool.
Yeah, definitely. Cool.
Okay, so I think coming towards the end of the session, but yeah, as I say, if you could just contact us on our if you could just follow us on our social medias as we've listed there, and become a member. It's free. We really look forward to seeing some new faces in the year ahead. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Thank you. Also, if you want to follow us on social media, as Kushal has said, I think almost all the information you need are listed in our website. So just go to startupsoc.com and has almost everything you need to know. I'll type it in the group chat. Cool. Thanks, everyone.
Well, thanks, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day and the rest of the Societies Fair.
Thank you.